Hello, welcome back to Just Smell Better, the best fragrance channel in the world. We got more designer fragrances to unbox. I got a good batch right now, man. I got some good ones. Well, I should say I got some big ones because I don't know if this one's a good one, man. We got Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. Finally, it's in my collection after years of hating on it. Let's see if it's as bad as I remember. We got two Valentino fragrances. I'm just adding to my Valentino collection. And we got a Spicebomb. So without further ado, let's start unboxing. Let's start with the Paul Gaultier. So if you've been watching for a while, you know that I don't like Ultra Male. When you guys would send me your collections for me to roast, I would pick on this one the most. But I made it my goal to collect all the JPGs, so I'm also gonna have to get the Elixir, which I'm also not the biggest fan of. And I did unbox this one yesterday with my girlfriend to get her first reactions, and she liked it. I'll be honest, she liked it. Let's see how it smells like again. Super sweet. Super sweet, man. Still really sweet. I don't know what my girl, if you watched the TikTok, she said that it didn't smell that sweet and it smelled pretty masculine to her, which to me, it kind of leans a little bit. I mean, I can definitely see it be masculine, but that sweetness is so like fruity, so much vanilla that it can kind of seem a little bit feminine. I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm definitely over hating on it just because I find it funny, bro. It's a meme in my channel, especially back then, because this gets so much hype and I don't understand why. I'm gonna be honest. The Le Male Parfum is way better, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And guess what? I picked it up on the TikTok shop out of all places, bro, for around $99, which is the cheapest I've found it at. Yeah, even right now, I'm getting like, I'm not getting a headache, bro. I'm not getting a headache, I promise you, but I am being overwhelmed by the sweetness. That pear notes, it can be so annoying in fragrances. I don't know why I don't like the note of pear. I much prefer something like apple, which is why I would prefer something like Afna 9 p.m. over this one. Ooh, I will say this, man, really powdery. My girl was spot on. She said that it smelled powdery, almost like lipstick, like makeup, and she's not wrong. I used to not pick that up, but now that she mentioned it, I do pick it up a lot, bro. Something like Rayhan Obsidian, really powdery, makeup-ish, even though this doesn't have iris in the notes. Really attractive though, really loud. So if you're going to a club, like Jeremy would say, this is the clubbing fragrance, or you're going to a big venue, then this one might be a good option. But in my personal lifestyle, where I just go to the gym, I just go to work, I just go to date nights with my girl, I don't see myself reaching for this one as much as often. So of course, just personal opinion, still not bad. I can see why people glaze it, but I'm not the biggest fan. So I'm gonna give it a final rating of 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 for Ultra Male. I'm just playing, bro. I'm just playing. Obviously, it's gonna be like a solid 5.5 out of 10. Smell wise, pretty good. Wearability, versatility, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna reach for it. So this one smells good. It lasts a long time, way too long, bro. I had a sample of it and it annoyed me. So, you know, not the biggest fan of Ultra Male. Still not bad for most people. These next three fragrances, I picked them up from eDiscount Perfumes again. Yeah, if you saw my TikTok or my short, I followed my own advice and I picked up these fragrances that were on an amazing discount. I got Spicebomb Metallic Musk for only around $89, I believe. Of course, it does come in these ugly tester boxes, but I don't care about that. We finally have Metallic Musk, one of the most hyped up fragrances, designer fragrance releases of 2025, and I never picked it up because, I'll be honest, I did smell it on Sephora and it didn't impress me with the performance. I sprayed this one and Prada Paradigm, and I went to play poker with the boys and I could only smell Prada Paradigm, so I picked that one up. But I finally decided to give it another try just because I feel like it wasn't fair enough. Okay. It's way spicier than I remember. With the note of musk, sometimes it's pretty hard to smell. You know, I had the same problem with the initial fragrance. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called like Musk Therapy. I sprayed it with my boy Didn't Know Tim. I couldn't smell it at all, man. I was struggling to like actually get something from the tester strip. I feel like musk is better as a supporting note, you know. It can be really attractive, but when it's the main notes, it can be complicated, you know. But I do smell a lot of spices in there, a lot of black pepper, a lot of that pepper, man. It is really sticking to the theme of the spice bombs, you know, that black pepper is obviously one of the main notes. You know, it reminds me of some of the better qualities of Spice Bomb Extreme without the sweet vanilla, without that much cinnamon, and also a little bit of the qualities of Spice Bomb Dark Leather. You know, it adds that masculinity in there, so it's not that sweet as Extreme, but it's also not as dark as Dark Leather. You know, it's a mixture between both of them. I feel like it's gonna be a good daily wear, just a random side quest fragrance that you can just wear whenever you want. But I have the same issue as all these new fragrance releases, especially from designers. It wasn't worth the price at all. That's why I waited, bro. That Prada Paradigm, even though I liked it more, I'm not the biggest fan. I'll be honest, bro. It's so boring. That Prada Paradigm is so boring, and it's $150. Wow. It was one of my, I don't wear it anymore, bro. I'll be honest, I don't wear it. So I wouldn't pay retail price for Metallic Musk, but now that Ediscount Perfumes has it for $90, I think that is a way more reasonable price, and I can actually see it being worth $90. It's not that bad of a smell at all. It's actually really attractive too for what it is, you know, like just a musky, spicy fragrance. I like it. I like it a lot more than I thought I was gonna like it. Let's just say that I like it a lot more than my first impression. So I'm gonna have to give it like a solid 7 out of 10 for right now. Exceeded my expectations, exceeded my negative memories about it. So not bad for Spice Bomb Metallic Musk. Next up, I got, ooh, what a beautiful bottle. We got Valentino Born in Roma Green Stravaganza. What a long name. These names are getting weirder and longer, bro. Like the new purple and Melancholia. I don't even know how to say it, but some weird names, bro. But hey, some interesting color bottles. I feel like they're gonna go for every single color of the rainbow. Another one of those that I had to wait for the price to go down. I paid a whopping $65 on Ediscount Perfumes, which is amazing, bro, for 100 milliliters. This, I couldn't find it over like under $90, like even on discounters. You might call me cheap, you might call me like, you know, stingy, but like, bro, it's $30 difference for Green Stravaganzas. It's been 2 years since this thing came out, so you know, it better be discounted heavily. Finally picked it up. Let's see how good it really is. You know what? It's nothing special, you know? It's nothing special. That's why I hadn't bought it before. Not really a blind buy again. I've smelled it multiple times in Sephora. Never really impressed me, but the same thing as Metallic Musk, where like I never really sprayed it on my skin. It was more tester strips, and you know, that's not the proper way to test out colognes. You know, it has some similar aspects of other Valentinos. That same, I feel like every Born in Roma has a similar DNA. Even the different ones, like the ivory, the white one, it still smells a little bit similar. And this one, of course, is like their winter-esque type of scent, you know, with the coffee in there. But I was expecting a lot more coffee, I'll be honest. Coffee can be hit or miss. I love the smell of coffee, but I mean like a roasted black coffee. I don't mean like a Bianco latte. That is too sugary, too sweet, gives you a headache. But this one is more like a soft, subtle coffee that it's not in the opening as much. It smells pretty good. I mean, it smells pretty good. Like just a little bit of bergamot, a little bit of like florals in there. I don't know if it has lavender, but I get a similar iris type of smell, you know, like makeup-ish. I don't know why Valentino always smells makeup-ish. Maybe I just like related into walking into Ulta. You know, Ulta has a lot of Valentinos. They're always spraying it, and it also has makeup. So I don't know if that's the relationship or the correlation that I'm forming. But it does smell a little bit makeup-ish. I'm not making this up. It does smell makeup-ish and like bergamot. It's like a mixture of a winter but a fresh scent. So maybe for fall. Am I wrong? Maybe for fall. It's one of those complicated scents that it's really hard to describe, and you just have to smell it in person, because it's not bad, but it's nothing special where I can like, you know, like hype it up like that. It's almost just a boring fragrance. I don't want to be negative like that, but it kind of is, you know, it kind of is. So maybe I shouldn't have picked it up, I'll be honest, bro. Maybe it's a good thing I waited 2 years, but for the price that I found it at, which is $65, not a bad deal at all. Final rating, I'm gonna give it like a 6.5. out of 10. Again, it smells really good, really mass appealing. If I was getting into colognes and someone gifted this to me, I'd be so happy. I'd feel so confident wearing it. But comparing it to other colognes, nothing special. I feel like you can find better options even in their own brand. You know, this is one of the least interesting ones. And the final fragrance that I picked up from Ediscount Perfumes is one that I already had, but I ran out. So we got Valentino Born in Roma Coral Fantasy. This is one of the most glazed fragrances from Valentino, Coral Fantasy. And I feel like people are just trying to be different, you know? Like, I know that's a dumb criticism, but everyone was loving Born in Roma Intense, and some people were like, I don't want Born in Roma Intense, I want Coral Fantasy. It smells a little bit more unique. And it does, I'm not gonna lie, it does smell a little bit more unique. But this is some good uniqueness. Let's remind ourselves. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's just not my favorite. You know, it has the classic Valentino DNA that we've been talking about, but it's a little bit more masculine. You know, it has the tobacco notes and the red apple, which is a beautiful combination because the red apple obviously gives it the sweetness that Valentino has, but the tobacco note makes it more masculine, and it's also wearable almost all year round. I do find it a little bit sweet and synthetic. I like synthetic in a bad way. I know every Valentino is synthetic, but some of them can come across as smooth, like smoother syntheticness, if that makes any sense. I know it's contradicting, but I don't know. I don't have good memories wearing this one. I feel like it was just a little bit annoying sometimes, a little bit overpowering, overwhelming. Maybe it was too strong, which might be a personal problem, but I know a lot of people glaze it, and it's an eau de toilette. A lot of people have the misconception that eau de toilettes are weak, they don't perform, they don't last. Coral Fantasy performs and it lasts a long time. Still a good option to have, but I don't think it's better than something like Extra Dose. I don't think it's better than the Born in Roma Intense, even the Eau de Toilette. I will say this, Coral Fantasy is definitely better than Green Stravaganza. I'll be honest, bro. Green Stravaganza, disappointing, underwhelming. Coral Fantasy, I just find it to be a little bit overhyped and a little bit overglazed. Still not bad for what it is. I'm gonna give it like a solid 7 out of 10. But yeah, these are the new designers that I got. I also got an expensive niche. I got the private line Parfums de Marly. I got Aragon. I'm not the biggest fan, I'll be honest, bro. I don't know, I just wasted a lot of money. I'll review it in a different video. I did a short already if you haven't watched that one, but I'll review it in a different video. I'm just not the biggest fan. I feel like I wasted my money with that one. But anyways, these are the new designers that I got. Least favorite is probably gonna be Ultra Male. Second least favorite, Green Stravaganza. Then Valentino Coral Fantasy. And my favorite for the video, Spicebomb Metallic Musk. A total of around $350. Not too bad for 4 fragrances. Thank you for watching. All of these fragrances and this expensive one, will be available to sample on my sampling store, smellbettersamples.com. The link will be in the description. You can follow me on TikTok too in the description. Thank you for watching. Just smell better.